we'll begin. Thank you all for joining us today. This is the March webinar. We've got several new products to discuss today. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone a couple of things. One, I will be sending each of you who have registered today the complete materials that we will cover today, including technical data sheets and the presentation files at the conclusion of this webinar. Also, I want to remind everyone that you will all be muted, but if you want to ask us any questions, please feel free to ask those through the question box that's on your computer there. Send us those questions throughout the webinar today, and we will do our best to answer. If we don't get to them during the course of the webinar, we'll try to get back to you at the conclusion of it. David, why don't you start us out?
Thank you, and good day to all of you. Today we're going to cover a few new products from Colonial Chemical, and they are our Sugar Net Pearl. A lot of folks have been asking about a naturally derived pearlizing agent. We're going to talk about a new performance blend that we have specifically for pet shampoos that's DEA-free called Colonial DSCND, a new betaine, Colateric CDB, and then we're going to move on to Colonial EQ20, which is a sulfate-free mild surfactant blend. And finishing that up, we'll talk about Colonial, which is intended for the oil field market, and it is a shale stabilizer. I'm also going to finish up with a little wrap-up on Colonial, where we finished up 2015 and where we expect to go in 2016. So it's some of the new things that are going on. First, I'm going to turn it over to Dennis Abaduto to talk about Sugar Net Pearl.
Our first product today is Sugar Net Pearl. This is a naturally derived pearl concentrate. See from the inky here that the primary pearling agent is the glycol distearate. The primary dispersant is our 100% bio-based APG phosphate. There's also some cocamidopropylbutane and some sodium stearoyl-lactylate in the mix. And all those are naturally derived and good for folks that are avoiding a lot of the ingredients that you commonly see in these pearl concentrates. The pearl itself, as far as typical properties, looks itself pearlescent. It's neutral pH, about 46% solids, and you can see the specific gravity just a little bit heavier than water there. So again, this is a pearl concentrate for folks that are trying to deliver glycol distearate or a pearlizing agent into a cold mix formulation. This particular one is free of sulfates, amides, or ethylene oxide. So a lot of the pearls that you see in the marketplace right now, the overwhelming majority of which actually either contain a sulfate, an amide, or some sort of ethoxylate. And this product is free of all three of those. The alkyl-polyglucoside phosphate is the primary dispersant. That is 100% bio-based. So the overall pearl concentrate has a green star rating of 8.2. So very natural pearl concentrate here. Use level for this product will be anywhere from about 3 to 7% in a typical formulation.
And the green star rating is 82%. Is that
0 to 10 is the scale.
0 to 10 the scale. So about 82% of the product is naturally derived.
Right. So again, made from naturally derived ingredients. Primary importance here is that it's ethylene oxide or PEG free, so no worries about dioxanes. It's amide free, so no worries about NEA, DEA, or other amides. It's sulfate free, so no SLS or SLES. It does not decrease the foam or viscosity of a formulation, so even though it doesn't contain amides or SLS, SLES, it's not going to have a negative impact on the overall properties of a formulation. Just going to add the pearlescent appearance that folks are looking for from high-end formulas. The the pearl concentrate itself is going to be very mild because we're using that APG-based surfactant. It allows cold mixing to incorporate the pearl, so you don't have to heat the batch. In fact, it's better to process cold. You certainly don't want to go above 50 C or so because you'll start redissolving the pearl ingredient. Go into just about any formulation, and it exhibits good stability even through freeze thaw. As far as where you're going to use this, it's going to be anytime you're looking for a luxury or caring or moisturizing type cue from a cleansing formulation, be it a bath gel, shampoo, liquid hand soaps, bath wash, bubble bath, any type of cleansing product where you're trying to plus up the appearance of the formulation. Or in some cases, if you're using an ingredient that's not 100% compatible with the formulation and causing a little bit of haze, you can use an ingredient like this to cover that up and give a high quality appearance to a product. So you're going to use this at about 3 to 7%. At the lower end of that range, you're going to opacify. At the higher end of the range, you're going to give a more brilliant pearl appearance. You can see here in the pictures, side by side of sample formulation with a couple different levels of the pearl, and hopefully that shows up on your screen so you can see that the more you use, the stronger the pearl. Our sample formulation here is a mixture of our Sugadet Mild, which we've talked about in the past as being a very mild baby shampoo concentrate at 34%, along with 5% of the Sugadet Pearl. Retains the foaming and viscosity characteristics of the blend just containing the Sugadet Mild alone.
Okay, so Sugadet Pearl starts off with the alkyl polyglucoside green star rating of 8.2 on a scale from 0 to 10, so very green product. No bad stuff in it, no sulfates, no amides, no ethylene oxide. Doesn't really have a huge impact on the viscosity or foam. It goes into any formulation, stable for 3 cycles of freeze thaw, and you can put it in clear formulations from 3 to 7%. So if you're looking for just an opaque look, 3%. If you're looking at really a rich, luxurious pearl, 7%. We price this product, I think, very competitively to the marketplace, and it's $1.90 a pound U.S., $4.19 a kilo, and an open head drum at 450 pounds. And actually, it does not compete with any other products. This thing is unique to us. There's nothing like it out there on the marketplace from the standpoint of naturalness and performance-wise. So this is a Colonial invention.
How does this stack up price to other?
I think if you find it slightly less, you're going to find those in the $2.50 a pound range in the U.S. If you're looking at some of the Uberland green materials.
Yeah, Uberland green is quite expensive, but it does, get the EcoCert or whatever. But for folks that are just trying to get into Whole Foods or try to make a free-from claim for sulfates, amides, or ethylene oxide, this is definitely a good choice for them.
All right, we're going to move on to the next product, which is Colodet BSC-ND. This is a DEA-free mild pet shampoo concentrate. And when you look at the inky name, not a lot of things really stand out here. It is sodium laureth sulfate-based material. It's got a wide variety of approvals around the world, which is good. The real thing about this product is, of course, it's DEA-free. And here in the United States, all of the ingredients are registered on the EPA inert list. So when you use this product in a flea or tick shampoo, all of the ingredients up there you see in the inky name are all already approved as inerts on the Environmental Protection Agency list. So this is a product that goes very well with an active ingredient to make a flea and tick shampoo for pets. And that's the reason that we have it out there. The other reason we have it out there is that our competitor has stopped making the product and selling it in small quantities. I think they've got like a 40 drum minimum on it. So we have been inundated already, sales of this product out there on the marketplace by people who are using the Solvay product. So it's a clear liquid, pH 7.5, 48% solid, easy to get out of 2,000 centipoise, and has a 2 Gardner color. You can see that the product is a high foaming material. 190 is very high foaming on the raw smile test, and it's a very stable foam over a long period of time. So it's going to make a great pet shampoo. DEA free, got some amphoteric in there. It's going to be fairly mild with both the sulfosuccinate and the amphoacetate and the betaine. Did we ever run?
There's similar ingredients that have been used in baby shampoo.
Absolutely, and this product could probably be used as a baby shampoo concentrate. Certainly it's economical and very mild while offering foam and viscosity equal to or better than the leading pet shampoos. Low irritation properties, excellent for the pet shampoo market. I was going to ask, did we do a head cam on it? We did not at this point. Okay. The big things here, all the materials in it are registered EPA inert. You can go on and put your active ingredients in there for flea and tick shampoo. So finished formulas for disinfecting, sanitizing, flea tick products, all those things are already on the EPA list. It's just a great product for formulators who are adopting the necessary ingredients for EPA approval. So, well, that looks like my dog. Benefits, thick, rich lather, mild to skin and eyes, easily builds viscosity, which we'll show you here in a minute, low irritation properties, and ideal for cleansing products. Can also be used in baby, children, and adult products for sensitive skin. So on the next slide, we've got a viscosity curve for the product. And you can see this is basically a 20% dilution. So, Dennis, you got about, 9% the formula?
Yeah. That'll give just under 10% surfactant solids.
Okay.
When you're done with that.
So we got, just under 10% surfactant solids, making it very economical. You can see when you start adding salt to this product at about 2%, it really takes off in viscosity. Probably 40,000 is way too high for a pet shampoo.
And it goes beyond there.
That's where we stop. It keeps on going, huh?
Yeah.
So this is a product that will really, really build viscosity. One of the things here, we put together just a basic shampoo for you. And you can see with just a small amount of sodium chloride, you can hit 4,000 centipoise, which is probably where you want a decent pet shampoo. So low solids, high viscosity by adding sodium chloride. Very salt responsive, this product is, and very, very mild. So to kind of wrap up on BSCND, DEA-free, anionic amphoteric concentrate, very mild product. You can, formulate it for a lot of different pet products, and it's going to provide mildness with good foam and viscosity, and all of the ingredients are EPA registered. We have this product priced at $1.66 a pound U.S., $3.78 a kilo. $3.73 a kilo in drums. Our primary competitor on this is Macadet BSCND from Solvay. Again, only available 40 drums at a time, and that's the reason people are coming out just screaming about it. Did Lubrizol have a product similar to this? No? Okay. So it's just the Macadet from Solvay. So Bob, take the next one away, please.
Okay. We're going to talk about Colter's CDV. This is a betaine surfactant. We actually had another product similar to this before, but we've reformulated it to make it higher active and get rid of some of the solvents that were in that product. That was Colter CDT. So this is the new product we have, the acetyl betaine. You can see the listings are just about worldwide, U.S., Europe, China, Australia. Obviously, that's not the whole world, but a large part of it. The product is a clear liquid, very low in color. pH is right about neutral, 30% active, and about 6% salt, so about 36 to 37% solid. It has very good wetting and good foam, and we're including surface tension on this slide. This is not something we generally put out, but just to show you, that's the surface tension, and from that data you can see that the CMC is right about 0.01%. So some things about CDB, it is derived from natural fatty acids. Green Star rating is 6.7. It is able to boost the viscosity response for sulfate-free and other anionic systems. It can be cold processed, easy to use. It can also be used as a primary surfactant. The foam booster is very compatible with anionic, ionic, and cationic. The product is mild and good for all these uses. Shampoos, shower gels, just about any personal care product, cleansing, bubble baths, baby products, hand soaps, facial cleansers, can also be used in pet shampoos and as an ingredient in conditioners and cream rinses. We have tested this product for eye irritation. It comes in at 12.25, which is a moderate score.
Bob, that is a lot less irritating than cocamidopropylbutane.
Cocamidopropylbutane is about an 18 on this test. We've also done some skin irritation testing, and there is no potential for dermal irritation. Some of the other testing we've done, this is a foam comparison, and in this case you can see the formula on the right side that we've used. Very comparable, even a little bit better than cocamidopropylbutane. This is just a simple anionic amphoteric blend. We've eliminated the amide from this formula, so you can see the effect of the acetylbutane versus cocamidopropylbutane. We've actually taken some pictures of this foaming, and hopefully you can see this on the slide. On the left slide are the Ross Miles foam, 80 at 1 minute, 5 minutes versus cocamidopropylbutane. And this is the formula that was on that last slide. And I think you can see that there's quite a bit more dense foam for the acetylbutane compared to the cocamidopropylbutane. That's what we saw when we did the testing.
So kind of more of a luxurious type of foam out of it.
Kind of give a denser, richer foam than a typical butane.
Okay, the next slide is a slightly different formula where you do have some amide in there, and this just demonstrates the salt response for formula using acetylbutane. What you see is an earlier peak when using acetylbutane and a slightly higher peak compared to cocamidopropylbutane. So very good response. You see over 18,000 viscosity for this blend that has very small amounts of surfactant. So a couple of formulations that we put together just to showcase what you can do. Economy natural hand soap in combination with potassium cocoate and salt give a nice economy hand soap, 3,000 centipoint. The other one is a sulfate-free shower gel. Uses Colonial AOS 40 and the acetylbutane. A little bit of salt to thicken it. Very nice, high viscosity shower gel.
So to wrap up on Colonial CDB, this thing builds higher viscosity and higher foam than COAB. No doubt about that. It's certainly going to thicken in the presence of anionics. Formulated for cold processing and easily handling. It's derived from natural fatty acids, and it's extremely mild. Its cost is $1.28 per pound U.S., $2.82 per kilo. We compete with a Stepan product called Amphasol CDB, and our product is a direct replacement for that. So we've got a new butane worth going out and talking to your customers about because it's going to give them higher foam.
And a question came in about that. Are we promoting sultanes over the betanes, or are we promoting both?
I would say that we're promoting both. We continue to promote sultanes over cocoa-metapropyl-betaine. This is another betaine for people who are looking for mild, a much more luxurious feel. When I see this product, CDB, I think about conditioning without a clot almost, because you got a high chain length betaine. So this product could be used with sultanes, but we're still promoting still promoting sultanes over cocoa-metapropyl-betaine. Right? It's kind of more of an auxiliary sort of product.
That's right.
Dennis, take over.
Yeah, our next product is Colonial EQ20. This is a sulfate-free AHA or BHA cleanser concentrate. You can see from the list of ingredients here, it's primarily based on our Suganate 160NC. It's got a generous slug of amphoacetate and some of the cocoa-metapropyl hydroxysulfane. It has fairly good worldwide clearances and a very high bio-based content of 90%, green star rating of 8.8. So good natural base product for these types of formulations. The typical properties here, delivered slightly on the alkaline side, 40% solid, about 4,000 centipoids, fairly light color for this product. It has been tested for irritation and came out quite low, 8.0 for the irritation on this. And although it says 4% solids, I believe it's actually 10% solids that we tested this product at. So at a typical use level, very low irritation, less than the Johnson's Baby shampoo. This is a sulfate-free blend of mild surfactants. Of course, the Suganate 160NC we know is zero irritation. Amphoacetate also very mild, and the sulfane milder than betaine, as we've said in the past. This is great for use in formulations where you have alpha or beta hydroxy acids, AHAs, BHAs, things like lactic acid, glycolic acid, which are commonly used as skin exfoliants for skin lightening, brightening type formulations. The surfactants contained here are hydrolytically stable under mildly or moderately acidic conditions, so that you don't have to worry about any long-term stability issues when you're formulating with 5% or so lactic acid. So we're using all sulfate-free ingredients here, stable at low pH. You get clear, mild skin cleansers. We're going to build viscosity with the addition of those alpha or beta hydroxy acids. It's cold mixable, and you give good, high-quality cleansers in combination with those AHAs, BHAs. Of course, you're going to introduce some fragrance or emollients as you wish. We have a sample formulation here that uses the EQ20 about 50% to get a good cleansing and conditioning feel after you use it. It's got the lactic acid at 2.5% active, or I guess lactic is the 90% lactic acid that we're using there. It's got a thickener and some preservative to give a nice, good feeling formulation that's going to be relatively mild, but still going to include a good slug of alpha hydroxy acid to get the benefits of that ingredient.
So we've got a product here in Colonial EQ20 that is sulfate-free, stable at low pH, produces a clear, mild skin cleanser, and you can build viscosity with alpha and beta hydroxy acids, and it's cold mixable. It is priced very competitively at $1.19 a pound, US $2.62 a kilo. one thing is similar to our EQ19, except that we've taken out the alpha olefin sulfonate and put in our Sugarnate 160. One thing that occurs to me, Johnson baby shampoo used to be the mildest thing you could get out there. And since we've come out with all of these sugar-based products, we have lowered the scores on irritation while not sacrificing performance of sulfate-containing shampoos. I mean, we perform better than Johnson baby shampoo, yet we've lowered the irritation part pretty dramatically in most of these cases. I think, Jim, there's one question about CDB being eco-certain. I would say no. I don't think we've checked it, but I would say no, right?
Would it be eligible? I mean, other betanes have been eligible for eco-cert.
Not an imidacloprid butane, so it might.
It might be. So we'll check on that, and Jim will release a blurb when it happens. Okay, so the last product is for oil field. Some of that may or may not apply to your particular geography, and it may not be a great time to talk about oil field, but it'll eventually be back. We'll be back up to $4 a gallon. So, Bob?
All right, so we're going to switch gears a little bit. Everything so far has been personal care. This is certainly a more industrial type product. It's used, as David said, in oil field applications. It is a proprietary chemical, so we're not going to tell you what the inky name is or anything like that, but it is listed in Canada, U.S., and Europe. Very light colored product. Make it at about 70% solids and right around neutral pH. This product functions as a shale stabilizer as well as other properties as well. And as a stabilizer, it reduces the adverse interactions between the water-based completion fluids that the oil companies use when they're extracting oil from shale. It is highly engineered because we have lots of engineers here to develop that. It is a mildly cationic complex. Is able to inhibit the interaction between most brine water-based completion fluids or gels in shales and claystone formations. Does not affect the brine characteristics such as viscosity. Also does not damage the formation, which is really what you're trying to prevent. You're trying to keep that formation in place while you're extracting the oil. Doesn't affect the fluid pH. It does not generate any foam, really. It's not a foamer. It is effective in freshwater or brine water, and it does show some shear thinning, provides some lubricity. The very important thing to remember is very low environmental toxicity. It's very good in terms of it's not poisonous to the environment. Also not hazardous to the personnel who are going to be working with it. So the applications are long open hole completion intervals with reactive shales, vertical, inclined, or horizontal well bores. Can be used onshore, shelf, and in deep water settings. Again, not low environmental toxicity, so it's able to be used in where it can be washed out over into the sea or wherever it's being used without effects on the environment. Here is some test data we've generated using an outside lab that does shale stability, and we've compared it to fresh water. On the right side of the graph, you can see the positive and the negative controls. The diesel fluid has very low performance, and that's a good number. Lower is better in this test, but you don't want to use diesel because it's harmful to the environment. Whereas water really by itself really does break up the shale quite a bit, so the higher number is the poor performance. On the left side, you can see potassium chloride, which is used quite a bit, and choline chloride is sort of the standard to compare to. And you can see all these different levels of the cola shale that we outperform the choline chloride. So it is a better performance than that choline chloride.
Okay, so to finish up on cola shale 1, certainly minimizes the shale destabilization effects of water-based fluids used during completion operations. I think Bob's mentioned here very low toxicity, and that's probably the key to this product. It works, and it's very low toxicity. Minimum effect on drilling fluid viscosity and fluid loss control. Non-hazardous to rig personnel, and controls shale and matrix clay swelling, and effective on a variety of shales and clay stones. So we have priced this product again to be very competitive with things like choline chloride at $1.69 a pound, $3.73 US per kilo in drums, and it competes with choline chloride, less toxic, more efficient than choline chloride. See it from the scale.
And we will be following this up with Colonial too.
Absolutely. Soon coming behind. So to finish up today, I just want to give you some updates on Colonial Chemical. We recently installed a new reactor for making betanes and sultanes and other products. Our new M8 unit has a capacity of 5,500 gallons, so we make a full truckload of betane or sultane at one time. We just finished a newer, and they're moving in right now, a newer, larger maintenance shop for our folks. They moved out of the plant area, adding another 2,000 square foot of mechanical ready space in our original plant. We've put in, or we're about to put in 5 new bulk storage tanks on the way, 6,500 gallons each for raw materials and finished goods bulk storage. We've got a larger coconut oil storage unit on the way. And we've got 2 new pressure reactor units that will be installed by the end of the second quarter this year. They're each 5,000 gallons. We'll be able to make sultanes, betanes, our Cololipid C in there, and our Sugarnate 160 in there. So a lot of equipment going into our plant to increase our capacity and reduce our lead time. We also have started the manufacturing excellence program that resembles lean manufacturing. It improves the overall throughput of raw materials and finished goods through our plant. It works off of a pull system, but really is a way for our company to operate more streamlined, get better use out of the reactors that we have, and we've already seen that with a record production month in February. So we've added additional operators. We've increased the staff in the sample room and on the shipping dock, and Colonial now has 78 people working at the company here. So to finish up, our 2015 sales were up 30% over 2014, and that's thanks to a great sales force like you. We're expecting another 28% increase in 2016 over 2015. We asked each of you to contribute 17% increase in your sales over 2015. And a lot of these new products that we're developing here will get them into the pipeline, and that'll help. We've already started this year off running about 20% over where we were over last year. So we had a great January and a great February, and we expect things to be onward and upward as the year continues on. So I thank you for your efforts. We've got a great sales team, and we're expecting a great 2016 sales year.
Great. And again, thank you all for joining us. We will be sending the materials out to you by the end of the day. If you have any other questions regarding these products or any other products, always feel free to give us